You know, I'm not really surprised. You think you know a bastard inside and out until he hits you with a sucker punch so right-sided you just didn't know how to react. Sadly, Verlisify, I didn't come to this boxing match unprepared. I brought a fucking gun. Verlis, you and I need to have a talk. Or like me and your parents need to talk, because god damn it, you need a spanking like a proper 90s boy. In case you didn't know, Verlis and I had a nice heated Twitter exchange at about 3 AM around 2 weeks ago. Should I have been in bed? Absolutely. Was I gonna miss the chance to absolutely go and argue with the one and only Verlisify? Absolutely fucking not. Just a quick recap, Verlisify is a Pokemon YouTuber who has a hidden fanfiction of him and wolfeyVGC. Verlis is also a very avid user of AI image generation, but is very against the use of Pokemon generators, programs, and bots that make computer-generated Pokemon to give you a bit of a helping hand completing the Pokedex or playing online battles without going through the hassle of training a specific Pokemon set. He's also horribly racist, but sadly, like a wolf in sheep's clothing, he can't resist the urge to argue with anybody that dares to disagree with him, even those with a few followers to his name. I guess you're always right when you block someone you're arguing with, and your only points and evidence being your own videos or just straight up insults. And yeah, you can also go back and forth with someone until you realize he's a terminally online loser who can't be handled being called a terminally online loser. So what started all this? What caused my very upsetting blocking by the one and only Verlisify? Well, it all started with a single quote tweet. My wrist is so stupid they call it Verlisify. It all started with a tweet Verlis posted that was clearly cut context. I didn't realize this at the time, and it doesn't really matter now. Verlisify is well known for using his lack of context in his arguments, which is why he straight up ignored what I said multiple times. Like, dude, seriously, just read the damn tweet. Most of his responses were just straight up calling me an idiot or stupid, because that's the most logical course of action when arguing with somebody, insulting them to belittle them. I respond with this quote tweet by saying, what's stupid is the fact that you're against generated Pokemon but completely for and encourage AI generated images. It's not only stupid, it's hypocritical. Get your damn wolfeyVGC x Verlisify fanfiction done before you make another wolf video. I should add, the funniest part about this is that he never denies the wolfeyVGC videos and only argues with the first half, so maybe he does have a hidden fanfiction, who knows? But there is more to this. The context of this tweet is that he was comparing a fighting game player by the name of Leffen to wolfeyVGC. Leffen is somebody who is horribly toxic and bullies other players, and is believed to have connection to Hax's suicide. Yeah, the only thing even remotely close to what Wolf did is a situation with Jake Meager, I think his name is, a person who abused and manipulated his way to the top of Pokemon VGC. All Wolf said was, I'm proud of you, to a twit longer by Jake. That was mainly about another person named Cased who has claims of harassment against Wolf. Now, on the worst end of things, Wolf is fully aware of what Jake Meager was doing and was perfectly fine with it. Or didn't know, because a lot of the context from the goddamn Google document that was released is very just, he said this, he did that, So why the fuck does it matter? At best, he had no idea what the fuck was happening. And the only crime here is that Verlisify is milking this thing when Verlis left this guy behind 5 years ago. Even with context, Verlisify is being delusional. Of course, since he blocked me, all my tweets on my end are gone, even the ones I made as a response. And the tweet has been deleted. I don't know if Twitter deleted it by the block or Verlisify deleted it, I don't know. Of course, it could be up on his end and I just don't see it. Thankfully, a friend of mine screenshotted everything to assure that this video still goes out. Just a bit of side context. I would like to see how long his block list is. He's known for blocking people that even slightly disagree with him. You know that Loud House fanfiction that's like longer than the whole Bible? Yeah, I think his block list is actually longer than that. Of course, Verlisify can't argue without insulting the person that they're having a debate with. As he says, quote,
I can't believe someone this stupid can exist. That isn't how words work. Hacking Pokemon is explicitly against the rules of Pokemon. There are no rules, morality, or laws broken by creating non-infringing AI images.
So, I'll say this right now. In my response, I said I give him rules and laws, because there is no rules or laws against AI, which later on, it turns out I was actually incorrect about this. There is a law about AI, but it's not about breaking laws or going to jail for them. It's about ownership, and I'll get into that here in a bit. Claiming AI art isn't morally wrong is like firing a gun in the air in a crowded area isn't fucking stupid. A simple research of how bad AI art is for everybody other than the one making it can literally show how its awful effect on not only the artist whose work was stolen, it's also begun to have an effect on nature and people itself. Something to note that it's not the AI's programming itself, but rather the amount of power needed for an AI program. This article from MIT, or the Massachusetts Institute for Technology, and it explains that AI data centers have increasing energy demands, which cause carbon monoxide emissions into the air. And if you passed a basic science class in middle school, it will end up in our fucking water supplies. You actively have to be okay with drinking fucked up water just to have your AI generated furry inflation art made.
I know, I got my shit, okay. Yep. And then, oh fuck!
Something to note, like I said earlier, it's not the program itself. Data centers alone have high energy demand. Granted, this has been a problem with things outside of AI since the 1940s. However, with the rise of AI as a whole, it has dramatically increased the need for data centers. Not only that, it's an insane computing workload. This man right here, named Noman Basir, a computing and climate impact fellow at MIT Climate and Sustainability, says, quote, what is different about generative AI is the power density it requires. Fundamentally, it is just computing, but a generative AI training cluster might consume 7 or 8 times more energy than a typical computing workload. The added on of the tweet doesn't really matter in the long run. It's basically me saying that if there's a generated Pokemon sole flaw, is that it was generated. I personally believe it's fair game, and a tiny jab at Nintendo because, you know, Nintendo is always morally wrong most of the time. And the one after that is literally me saying, stop calling me stupid, it's immature. Which is true. Now, Verlis's response actually hurt me. Not because he hurt my feelings, no. He did nothing to argue my points, just doubling down on his original points. And, he is very not self-aware. Let's go with that.
Your statement is objectively stupid. The mature thing is to state the fact. There's no rules being violated with using AI. Hacking games that break competitive rules is cheating, which is objectively morally wrong. Only a deranged idiot can say that is hypocritical in any way.
Here's the thing, Verlis. If you had just said the middle statement here, it would have been a good argument. However, you added these insults that you probably learned in 3rd grade because you were a fucking loner. The mature thing is to state the fact. You're the opposite of mature, Verlis. You have a history of acting like a child when you're arguing with people that have genuine criticism or just make fun of you. Here's one of your fans being called a loser by you because they don't like how you just cover drama now. Here's an image of you begging Keemstar to talk to you because you are, quote, the most hated Pokemon YouTuber. And here's an image about you complaining that all of PokeTip's thumbnails look the same. My brother in Christ, have you seen your own thumbnails? Yes, this PokeTip screenshot is old, but you literally became the thing you complained about. The night and day difference between you and PokeTips is actually insane. I'm not saying you can't take small jabs to me. I did that to you this entire exchange. What I'm saying is that you seem more focused on trying to upset me rather than argue my point. Which it didn't fucking work. Also, I know you didn't read my tweet since I literally agreed that AI art doesn't have rules or laws, which might I add, I was wrong about. After rereading these exchanges, I realized something. And this is a little bit of a stretch, but I find it kind of funny. Verlis does not see AI artwork as bad because it does not violate rules or laws. meaning that if something is morally wrong, and Verlisify does not see it as morally wrong and it ain't illegal or it doesn't violate any rules, it comes off as Verlisify would do it. Like I said, I know that's a stretch. Like Verlisify claiming to be a graduate as a dropout and I had to create a whole new system because of you, but sweet Jesus, brother, you tend to do the same thing. Holy shit. Something to also understand is that I'm adding tiny insults at the end of my tweets. I'm not even thinking of them when I'm typing them up. They're an afterthought. My next tweet is literally that. I state that he is against computer making Pokemon, but not against the same computer making his art for himself gain. That is where I'm calling it hypocritical. Verlisify is willing to use a AI program to cheat himself a piece of artwork that he uses as a promotional item for both his videos and his channel, but not a program that can make himself a Pokemon that can be used in battle. That is the hypocritical point I'm talking about that he is ignoring. Of course, being called out on this, he drops the insult so you know he's super serious. Seriously fucking retarded.
I am against rules being broken. That has been my only stance. Selfish is lying, cheating, and stealing. It isn't selfish to make something for yourself that has zero impact on others.
I'm calling you selfish because you are a YouTuber who makes money off who you are. Which that is fair. Everyone does that. Your profile picture, however, is literally AI generated. Verlis, you are not seeing the problem here. You're seeing the argument through the wrong end of a telescope. If you had just made AI artwork for yourself privately, no one would complain because no one would see it. It wouldn't be the first thing everybody saw. But not only did you make it your YouTube profile picture, which is what 95% of your audience will see, you made not one, but 2 videos showing how to use Midjourney to make this artwork. By your logic, you are selfish. Not only does AI art programs steal from online artists, without their permission, mind you, using it for your own branding is actively selfish. And as I said in my tweet, you fall under the stealing umbrella video as well when you stole Poketip's video content for yourself and then lied about it. He then links the short that shows the wrong video that Poketips is talking about, and before I can even fucking respond, like a cowarding snake, he blocks me. Now, allow me to read you this tweet. The pure definition of stupidity's king. I'm sorry, Pokemon's king.
No, nothing is stolen from artists by viewing their art. By your logic, that makes literally every human artist a thief as well, since all artists are inspired by viewing the work of others.
You fucking moron. Inspiration and stealing are 2 completely different things, not only by definition, but in the context of this situation as well. Verlis, listen closely to these very definitions. I'm gonna show them up on screen like a fucking middle schooler teacher. Middle schooler teacher? What the fuck am I saying? Inspiration. The process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially with something creative. Stealing. The action or offense of taking another person's property without permission or legal right and without the intent of returning it. By your own logic, these 2 words are exactly the same. By your own logic, you can't steal someone's artwork if it's publicly on the internet. By your own logic, you are not hypocritical. Do you see how fucking stupid that is? Also, the short you sent as evidence against Poketips is literally talking about the wrong video.
Let's debunk this. First off, here you are again trying to stoke dead flames of an old drama with Poketips that you caused. Second off, the ratio is unsurprising. Third, it's convenient how you once again tried to spin it as he stole your content, yet that is incorrect and here's why. Number 1, you shoot yourself in the foot when you said it was fair use, which incriminates you. Number 2, you say in your own words he can't own a game mechanic of flying on a Pokemon, so then who really stole from who and what really got stolen? Number 3, the video you showcase is not a shiny hunting guide. Poketips' video was a shiny hunting guide, which you put out a few days later. Number 4, Poketips actually shows valid evidence as to how it looks like you stole from him, aka saying things word for word. It's also funny how he outdoes you despite not uploading in several months.
Yes, that is Mega Crasher, somebody from that I mentioned on my last video, but I was incorrect about Crasher leaving the internet. They have since made a new YouTube channel. I believe it's called Crasher Talks. I'll show it up on screen. And keep in mind, Verlisify called this guy a raging autist and then said, quote,
I don't care about calling people that are mentally deficient what they are. Your libtard crying to scare shows how truly worthless you are.
Verlisify, hear me now. Stop with the high and mighty acting that you got. Just drop it. You're not the line leader for today. You're not the one with the most smiley face stickers on the board. You're a grown-ass adult. You're almost fucking 30. You're probably in your 30s. All this high and mighty act has done has brought you deeper and deeper shit to the point that your own channel has taken an insane hit. And I don't like talking about numbers, but dude, seriously, you have over 450,000 subscribers as of me recording this, and you only get a few thousand views. That is insanely bad. And it's been like that before our tweets. You are not always right. Not one person ever is. But then again, what do I expect from someone that compares the members of the Pokemon community to actual fucking gnat socks?
You thought it was over.
You see, that would have been the end of the video. Of course, Verlisify needs the last laugh. He's like the fucking Joker who constantly goes after Batman, but Verlis going after Wolf. Not only does he show the full conversation between us, he ignores the last two messages, and the only thing he keeps doing is calling me a scumbag, an idiot, dumb, etc, etc. I had to put this at 2 times speed. It is only the last about 6-7 minutes, but it drones on.
Related because it's someone replying to me showing my audience like, yes, this is a real conversation I had, where someone cannot accept the fact that a Pokemon tournament is called a Pokemon tournament. What's stupid is that you're against generated Pokemon, but completely for and encourage AI-generated images. This person, I can only describe as an enemy to language. That you cannot take a word and then use it for the exact same meaning for a completely different situation.
Enemy of language? That's fucking funny. Enemy of language. I'm taking that for later. Fuck it, it's gonna be my Twitter bio. Once again, my argument isn't the use of generated Pokemon in competition. Although, given how Pokemon Champions, which is essentially legal genning, I doubt it won't be that long until tournaments, events, both unofficial and official, will just remove or ignore the genning rule. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, it's just a very likely scenario just because of what this is doing. My argument is literally, you're for AI generated images, but you're against generated Pokemon. The whole time I never once mentioned competitive advantage. Personally, like I said, if the Pokemon is perfectly fine and the only problem is the generated bit, I personally don't see the problem.
Not to mention, these are completely made-up terms for their respective topics. And the thing about genning is that it's just a term that cheaters made up to try to get away with cheating. Like, oh, a hacked Pokemon is Wonder Guard Arceus. A gen Pokemon is something that has possible stats, even though there's no such thing as a legal gen Pokemon. All gen Pokemon are hacked. So it's like, no, I'm against hacked Pokemon. So here you are also like trying to use this to obscure the entire situation, because again, no one in the Pokemon community can be honest. I'm against hacked Pokemon. You can call it genning, but that doesn't apply to my objective stance on the matter. So it's like you're just making up a completely unrelated word and then trying to tie it into an unrelated topic to then call me a hypocrite. And the whole thing about gens, like, there's also no such thing as legal hacked Pokemon. There's no such thing as a legal gen Pokemon or legal stats. None of that has any weight in the rules. All modified Pokemon are 100% illegal. Doesn't have to have any legal traits. The Pokemon is 100% illegal, which is why the only term for it is hacking, not this made up BS of generated. But like, how broken, how stupid do you have to be to come up with this as like your argument? It's only stupid. It's hypocritical. So they just make things up and tie together some unrelated things that makes it hypocritical. Then the ultimate arrangement: get your Wolf Blade Verlisify fanfiction done before you make another Wolf video. That doesn't even make sense. They're just so brain rotted they don't know how to put words together or form any kind of coherence.
Also, I didn't make stuff up. A computer making Pokemon is bad, but a computer make your furry inflation fetish art is good. That is a comparison. That is what I see as hypocritical. You're seeing this through a competitive lens when nothing I said was for competition. Yes, I do think it's fine to use it for competition as long as it's perfectly legal, with legal stats, legal abilities, legal moves. And the only problem you have with it is the generated bit. What is the problem? Also, the fucking fanfiction line was a joke. Something that you really struggle to tell the difference for when you're not insulting your own fan base.
So, let's see how this argument goes. Can't believe someone this stupid can exist. That's not how words work. Hacking Pokemon is explicitly against the rules of Pokemon. There's no rules, morality, or laws broken by creating non-infringing AI images. AI art has no morals. So we just have an idiot here. However, this all need to be proven right. I'll give you rules and laws. So I'm against breaking the rules of Pokemon. But since I'm not breaking any rules by generating AI images, and again, generating just being a random word that was picked to describe how AI creates images, but I've never in my life heard that AI art is morally good. That's because they are just a deranged loser in an echo chamber. AI art is for dull people. And then, yeah, so it's just a derangement right there.
I'm in an echo chamber? My brother in Christ, you can't just say that and not argue my point. And to call me deranged for daring to pay artists for their work is so fucking insane. I can't believe you even attempted to make that as an argument. Am I deranged for paying for bread at a bakery? Am I deranged for paying for food at a grocery store? Also, I really love how you just skip over my entire wording there. Gotta hear your own arguments like an ASMR stream to yourself.
if the generated Pokemon was fully legal, even though it's impossible to have a legal hatch Pokemon by any stretch, and the only bad thing was it generated it, I see no harm, no foul. It's cheating, so now you're just a scumbag. Nintendo should see the same way, but they don't. So you've already like debunked your argument. Like, how can you even say that? And then how can you continue to argue when it's like, I'm against cheating? It is not cheating to use AI art in any capacity unless you're doing it for some kind of art competition where it's expressly against the rules, which I've never defended, and that's not what this is about. So now we're going off the rails too much. So like, not cheating to make an AI art profile picture or furry in the bottom right corner of my YouTube videos is cheating to generate Pokemon in any capacity because that's just stated flat out in the rules. And here's how you can just see that this is a worthless idiot, but they're too busy bullying Pocket Pair with insane patents. Even though the whole hacking issue has been a thing over a decades even before this whole Pocket Pair lawsuit. And calling someone stupid isn't adding to your argument, just rude and immature, fitting for an AI artist, I suppose. Statement is objectively stupid, the mature thing is to state that fact. See, that's what I mean. And another thing about the derangement and the deflection, we're just like, no, I will debunk you and call you stupid. That's not an ad hominem. An ad hominem is instead of going after your argument, I attack you. It's not an ad hominem to do both because you're an idiot, and I prove that in the same breath. No rules being violated by using AI. Hacking games to break competitive rules is cheating, which is objectively morally wrong. Only a deranged idiot can say that is hypocritical in any way.
Earlier, I got the idea that you were kinda okay with Gen Pokemon, just not hack Pokemon. But you say Gen Pokemon is cheating, and there's no legal genning, therefore genning Pokemon is cheating. I may have gotten it mixed up, I will say that. Also, didn't you promote glitches? A form of cheating? If not, is this not you, this video right here? And here's another glitch you promoted. Also, is this not you promoting cheating software?
And it pretty much looks like that when you start it up. You need to link the hotspot to your game, and then it'll run everything through. It'll show the Pokemon and your Pokemon like egg shiny value when you like look at your Pokemon, and then it also has your shiny value. So by matching those up, works out really well. Another great thing is this is like the little spreadsheet, or the spreadsheet that has all the trainers that have shiny values for their Pokemon. While this list is incomplete, they're trying to grow the shiny hatcher community database. This is the Reddit post. So this is pretty much the database right here. You pretty much just like try to find the value you want for your egg. So like say your egg comes with a 1642, you would find this guy, contact him via Nugget Bridge, he'll exchange your friend codes, you give him the egg, he'll hatch it for you, it'll be shiny. As long as everyone cooperates, shinies for everyone, and it'll be pretty awesome. And you can do this with every shiny Pokemon you have, with every egg that you have. If someone has the shiny value and they're on this list, you can get in contact with them, 100% shinies. So it kind of works.
Also, dude, really? A scumbag? For fuck's sake, just call me a slur. Say something other than the shit I heard in middle school. You're fine comparing the Pokemon community to Nazis, but the moment you gotta insult somebody, your brain immediately goes back to prepubescent insults. Say something. At this point, just call me the N-word.
Yeah, let's see how they try. You're against a computer making Pokemon, but not against the same computer making your art for own self-gain. Now we're bringing self-gain into this? That's the hypocritical bit. And that's where all these AI art is bad and AI art is theft arguments completely fall apart. It's like, oh, so if I make my own art, I'm evil and immoral because I'm not paying someone else to do it for me, and that's greedy and selfish? I don't want to arbitrarily give my money away to some random person for something I don't need? That's not selfish.
Yes. Actually, yes. You are using a program that takes other people's artwork to add to itself. All because you don't want to pay a genuine artist to make you something with their hands. That's selfish and fucking greedy. You should actually pay artists or draw with your own hands.
What's the matter? Lives flashing before your eyes? Pick it up. Pick it up.
This is why you're actually fucking wrong. Also, if you didn't need the artwork, why use the AI to make it? You don't need it. Another note is that your profile picture is what most people see when they search you up. In a backwards way, yes, it is a form of promotional material. And a further note, you legally don't own this artwork by copyright law. At least here in the US, I don't know where you live. So I'm just gonna go with the US because that is where I live. The Copyright Government Office website literally has a 3 multi-page document going over the copyright use of AI. It's too long to go over in one video, but basically to quote the document, it literally says, in August of 2023, the office issued a notice of inquiry seeking comments on a wide range of copyright law and policy issues arising from the development and use of generative AI. It then proceeds to ask 5 related questions to the copyrightability of the material generated by using AI systems. Keep in mind these documents are not yet finished but are almost set in stone. The conclusion being, quoted from the document, copyright law has long adapted to new technology and can enable case-by-case determinations as to whether AI generated outputs reflect sufficient human contribution to warrant copyright protection. In many circumstances, these outputs will be copyrightable in whole or in part where AI is used as a tool and where a human has been able to determine the expressive elements they contain. This is referring to stuff like AI image upscale, something that has been around much longer than AI generation. Continuing on, Prompts alone, however, at this stage are unlikely to satisfy those requirements, meaning that the official copyright government office basically said it is unlikely to copyright AI prompts to AI imagery. Keep in mind, this is a massive document, the third part being over 100 pages, and it's still incomplete. However, the current conclusion to the final document states, various uses of copyright works in AI training are likely to be transformative. The extent to which they are fair, however, will depend on what works were used, from what source, for what purpose, and with what controls on the outputs. But making commercial use of vast droves of copyrighted works to produce expressive content that competes with them in existing markets, especially where this is accomplished through illegal access, goes beyond established fair use boundaries. By the current state of copyright law, you legally do not own your own artwork, Verlisify. I will include the copyright law for AI down below. Like I said, it's incredibly long, so I can't really go over every single one of it.
I'm against rules being broken. That's my only stance. Selfish is lying, cheating, and stealing. Not selfish to make something for yourself that has zero impact on others. I'm not stealing from any artist to make my own unique picture. Like, please show me which artist I've infringed with any of the 2 AI images of my persona that's on screen. You can't, because AI art isn't theft. And if it is theft, then that means literally every single human artist is a thief for the exact same reason. AI trains by viewing others' art. Every human artist has trained by viewing the work of other people without their consent or even knowledge. And that's why I put the caveat early on that if you are doing non-infringing things with AI art, it's not even immoral in any capacity. Again, unless you want to take it to the extreme derangement that, oh, it's immoral to cook food for yourself, because that means some cook somewhere isn't able to get served and some business owner, restaurant owner isn't making money off of you. It's literally the same argument. That's not even like a false equivalency. That is what has to be true for this argument against feasible anymore.
First off, that artist comparison is really stupid. As I said before, inspiration and stealing are 2 different things. Also, you moved the damn goalpost by asking me to find 2 artists that were harmed by your AI usage. Seriously, do you not understand how that works? It takes millions and millions of images, probably billions at this point, because the internet's been around that long. And you're sitting there being like, oh, find me 2 artists that were harmed. Why? Genuinely, why would you say that? It comes off as you not being able to argue with me, given how you literally cut off our fucking conversation. The rest of him is just blabbing on, yada yada yada. I don't care anymore. Of course, one of his defenders commented, but after this first one, I stopped responding. It's gonna be the same response for all these guys. Insults, saying I'm disingenuous, etc, etc. I do find it funny that these guys have a problem with me when Verlisify has actively compared Muslims to Nazis. Verlis is just fucking stupid. His entire argument is 90% no, 5% insults, and the last 5% are nothing but comparisons. Dude, if you're gonna insult me, just call me a damn slur. You seem fine calling Mega Crusher a raging autist and a mentally deficient. So what's your excuse now? The fact that I can actually argue back? Seriously, Verlisify. If you didn't want someone responding to your insane comments, you literally could have ignored me. I have under 50 fucking subscribers on YouTube, barely a presence on Twitter, and the only thing I can think of is that you had one reason for your video. You had literally nothing to post about. No Pokemon news, no Power World news, nothing. I guess that 3-day break you had was like the withdrawal symptoms kicking in. So I guess I get to enjoy the fact that I gave you some content too. Too bad most of the content is just punching down on someone that isn't even in the Pokemon community. Motherfucker, I just enjoy Pokemon. I can enjoy Pokemon without liking the people behind them. You seriously don't need to respond to every single person that disagrees with you. It comes off as insecure about your image, but given your history, I can't really blame you. Verlis, you're either almost in your 30s or you're in your 30s. You're screaming about Wolf damn near every other week, complaining on Twitter, and being a horrible person to anyone you encounter. There's also a massive Twitter thread showing how you denied someone with cancer a Pokemon battle because they didn't do it through Make-A-Wish. How you wanted to dox somebody for doing auto attacks in Pokemon Unite.
You just auto attack it? Auto attack? Dude, you have a ranged auto. What would I expect from the guard? You let him get away? How the fuck is that even possible? What I expect from the Gardevoir that never rotated Dreadnought, though? Dude, how does this... How... Okay, like, someone can... Is there a way to, like, reverse look up? I know that... Okay, someone with a hack switch, please reverse look up this name, get their IP, because this guy doesn't have a handler. Like, call his handler, he's gone rogue, he has danger to himself and others in his current mental state. Like, doxing is the most important thing you can do, but I think this is an absolute case for it.
And so much other shit that this video would be 3 times longer and would have taken much longer to edit. I'm talking maybe near the end of Thanksgiving if I'm lucky. Verlis, just remember, you're the one that punched down. Yes, I did start the argument, but it would have cost you nothing to ignore me and move on with your life, lack thereof. But no, not only did you respond to me, block me, you also retweeted me before blocking me, sending your half-assed gang towards me. Not an army, gang. You're someone on your side should know that this one fucking screenshot in your one comment can do to somebody. But of course you don't. You're in an echo chamber of your own making. You became popular for being hated and you disguise it by telling the truth. You don't tell truths. You tell half-truths in your version of truths. You deliberately lied about Wolf for over a decade. You lied about Poketips controversy, and the video you provided is the wrong video like I fucking said. You actively bury your comments into the ground knowing you fucked up. Your comments are heavily fucking filtered. So yeah, go ahead. Also like the video. Send a copyright strike. Go right ahead, nothing's stopping you. Everything I've said and done here is this fucking video is not only fair use, it's factual provided by the evidence I've done through my own research, instead of saying shit I know nothing about. Verlisify, here's what I see you as. An attention-seeking grifter. When Wolf did a Pokemon stream with MoistCritikal, you got into Critical's chat asking him to talk to you. And when that didn't work, you tagged him in a YouTube video with Carl Jobst. When you got called out on your bullshit, instead of making any good points, you make it worse for yourself by arguing the mute points you made and insulting the opposition because that's easier than actually defending yourself. I don't understand how you, a grown-ass man, sees this as a good thing. You have ruined your own reputation, no one else. And let's say you aren't a grifter, okay? You're at the very least jealous of Wolf. I mean, I would too. He joined YouTube when you were at 150k subscribers, and now he's having well over 1.5 mil, while you're still sitting here at 450k. I don't like doing numbers, but even if you aren't jealous, I can at least sleep easy at night, knowing I'm not you. A racist, Nazi-sympathizing middle school bully. Someone whose sole focus in life is getting the last laugh. Someone who has tried time and time again to have Nintendo and Pokemon be on your side, even when they don't want your ass and put you in timeout. You even try to use PK Hex developers as evidence, which, might I add, he's the damn developer. He can alter evidence any way he sees fit. You could have asked him to see a video of the process and or how he got it, got into a call with him, you know, something. But, okay, side rant. Just a little side rant. The developer of PK Hex is extremely hypocritical. He hates genning and hacking when he made a program that allowed you to do just that. Keeps updating it, provides more tools for it. All he does is fucking promote the use of it and then gets upset that it gets used by people. What is this guy, an alternate universe for Verlisify where nothing fucking changed other than he actually likes genning? Anyway, back to the AI bait. Verlis, listen to me. Why the fuck did you say this? If you don't know what this is, it's a tweet comparing the left-leaning political party actions to the Charlottesville rally. A white supremacist rally that had neo-Nazis, white nationalists, and actual Klansmen stomping around over Confederate statues being taken down. On day 1, 30 counter-protesters were injured, and day 2, a man known as James Alex Fields Jr. ran through the counter-protesters, injuring 35 more and killing one person. That one person named Heather Heyer. Fields was a well-known white supremacist. The rally is also known as the Unite the Right rally. Verlisify, you actively go out of your way to harm your own image. It's pathetic to a point that it ruined your relationship with your girlfriend because she probably realized she was dating a literal fucking child.
I wanted to say that my girlfriend broke up with me this morning, and it's probably because, you know, my attitude has been a lot more sour since Snow gone.
Because after all, what do I know? I'm not someone who reported players for having star trees in Animal Crossing, while having a picture of Isabelle with her panties out as my flag.
There is absolutely no way. Okay. Now I'm actually, like, kind of concerned because I don't know what happens if you time skip a month ahead or, like, into the next month. I don't know if that, like, resets the month's RNG or something.
And I also ain't the one to say smash to nearly every single baby Pokemon, even if it was a joke.
First baby Pokemon.
All I gotta say, Verlis, just put the damn fries in the bag. I got better things to do. If you wanna know why this video took so long to record and put together, I was sick for a week. And also, unlike Verlisify, I actually like to research and put effort into my videos. But either way, that's all I got for now. See ya.
I hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Toke. I'm a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another bowl. Let's go.